you're the first person to hear your words.
Right.
If you keep telling yourself, this is difficult, this is hard, I don't like it, well, guess what?
It's going to be.
Oh, yes, exactly. So let's remove that language from Danco's lexicon of phrases and words,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
It's not hard setting goals. It's a challenge, just like any other challenge, but it's not hard. It's not painful. It's not difficult. It's exciting that you even have the space in your life to be able to do that.
Right.
To be able to wake up and say, yes, I'm blessed. I can actually have a space in my life to take 5, 10, 20, 30, 60, 2 hours, whatever your process is. It's a blessing to be able to have those options. I mean, look, let's be real. Danco, you and I, we're privileged
Yeah.
in many respects, whether we realize it or not, right?
You're right.
The fact that we can have this discussion. There are people who woke up today, and from the time that alarm went off, they shot out of bed, they jumped on the bus in 40, 30-degree weather.
Mm-hmm.
They went to work. They're going to run themselves completely and utterly into the ground, right?
Right.
And they're going to reserve just enough energy to wake up tomorrow and do it again.
Yeah. You're right. We are lucky. We are lucky, very lucky to be here.
So part of entrepreneurship is understanding that, right? And curating a life of satisfaction. Let's not lose sight of that,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Curating a life where you can actually take the time to live, what people say is your best life, right?
Right.
But a lot of that is going to start with having a sense of gratitude. And a lot of that is going to start with being intentional about the words that come out of your mouth because you're the first to hear them. So something I pay close attention to, maybe because I'm an English major, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I pay very close attention to the words and language people use.
Right.
People will say, JuJuan, how did you understand that person? How did you know what was motivating that person? How are you able to connect with that person? I pay attention to the words that come out of your mouth. And the type of words you use, the tonality that you employ when you speak, tells me all I need to know about you.
Yeah. Good point. Good point.
Right?
Good point.
So no more Danco saying, well, this is tough, this is difficult. No,
Right.
it's a challenge.
Right.
It's a process. But it's a blessing that you get to do it. And that's what I would leave the audience with. You're in a situation where, number one, you're feeling somewhat dissatisfied with your business. Mm-hmm. Number one, understand it's a blessing that you can sit and be dissatisfied with your business.
Right.
Because a lot of people don't have that liberty, don't have that luxury.
That's true.
So keep that in mind, number one. Some people just have to get up and hit the go button, and that's it. And they have no choice in the matter, really. Or they don't have the space to exercise the type of choices we have, right? Number two, I challenge you to be very intentional and purposeful about your language. Listen to yourself. So often we just talk and do things, and it's natural, right?
Right.
To fall into certain habits and fall into a certain type of itinerary. But be intentional about your itinerary. Be intentional about the things you read. Be intentional about the people you talk to and what you're talking about. Be intentional about the words that you allow to come out of your mouth. Listen to yourself, right?
So important. So important. I'm with you all the way, my man. All the way on this.
And then, once again, itinerary, right? There are failure itineraries and there are success itineraries. If you're waking up first thing in the morning and you're popping in, coffee, or you're having, coffee with your sugar, you're knocking down a couple donuts, you're knocking down a couple bagels.
Right.
Well, guess what? You're gonna feel like a bagel come 12 o'clock.
Yep.
You're not gonna have energy.
Yep.
That's not a very successful itinerary, diet-wise.
Mm-hmm.
If you plan on having energy, but you get up, you eat healthier things, right?
Right.
Whatever that may be, whether it be avocados, whether you're having some type of salad, some type of smoothie, something, right, that actually replenishes you and builds you up. But that's the itinerary for success, for having a good diet and having energy. Or being an entrepreneur is the same thing. What is your entrepreneurial itinerary? So when you don't feel like it, your itinerary puts you in a position to execute anyway. Because at the end of the day, we don't like to talk about this sometimes, but look, man, winning matters.
Yeah, it does.
And feeling like you're a winner gives you energy too.
That's
when
right.
You look up at the end of the day and you feel like you've checked off some things, you've got some things done, you feel like you're winning, you find energy when you feel like you're winning, right?
That's so true.
So do that for yourself, right? Start the itinerary.
We might have lost JuJuan there.
I think about all the things that are going swell for me before I begin my day. I think about all the things that I'm going to do today, from the minute task to the big one, this interview, right? By doing this interview already, I've won.
That's right. Good point.
Because I'm listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth as well. So it's not just a pep talk for our audience; it's a pep talk for me.
That's right.
Right? Because I'm hearing my words before I articulate them. Right? It's reinforcing some things. So just be intentional, be purposeful about these things. And if it's just a feeling, it'll resolve itself.
Good.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, good. I love what you just said, and it's a great way to start Monday morning because, it is a gift to be able to choose your path every day if you're an entrepreneur and if you're doing your own business and you're doing all your own things. It's a privilege to be in that position. It's a privilege, and we're blessed to be able to do that. And I think you got to remind yourself, that's number one. Think of all the blessings that you have and be grateful. Again, coming back to being grateful for what we have. If you step back for a minute, many entrepreneurs might look at, all the challenges that they may have in their day coming up. But when you look at all the gifts that you have, that's going to give you the drive to go forward. I also wanted to talk a little bit, JuJuan. It's November 1st, and I feel like timing in the year affects people, right? We've got the holidays coming up. So November 1st, we've got like a couple weeks here before Thanksgiving, and business starts to fluctuate a lot because people aren't around. So tell me what your opinion about November 1st is right now. We've got like 25 days to Thanksgiving. Basically, that's like my business days that we got to do business, right? And then we'll be able to do some business a couple weeks in December there, but it's not going to be like it is right now. I think people are trying to put their business together for the rest of, set it up for next year a little bit. So tell me what your thoughts are right now about November 1st. I mean, I feel like we've got 25 days to really hit it hard as our entrepreneurs and get those sales and get those things done that you got to get done in these next 25 days.
The interesting thing about that is, once again, right, you're the first to hear your thoughts.
Right.
And what you're saying is it informs your opinion, which informs your behavior, and everything else that follows. When I think about November 1st, I think about the fact that people are, quite frankly, in the spending mood. I think about the fact that people, they're more altruistic. I think about the fact that people also begin to contemplate and start to plan, particularly those who are entrepreneurs, for the following year. Right. People start thinking about ways in which they can level up personally, professionally, spiritually, physically, and otherwise. Right? I love this time of year. This has always been my favorite. This has always been the most lucrative part of the year. Everybody's always said I was crazy, but I've always had my best and most profitable months between November and February.
Beautiful. I love to hear this. Love to hear this. Why so? Yeah. Why? Tell me why. What do you think?
Well, number one, I just don't fall into the trap of people not wanting to make decisions and people not wanting to do things during the holidays. I assume otherwise, right? I assume that people do want to level up. That people are feeling more altruistic. That people are more contemplative about their lives during this time of the year. Also, the contrast, right? The contrast, the pain is real. You have a lot of families who are going to be looking at their neighbors and looking at other people who are taking vacations, who are able to do more for their families, and that pain becomes real.
Oh, yeah.
I remember growing up Southwest Detroit, West Side Detroit, Highland Park, and I remember attending U of M and seeing my peers driving BMWs and $100,000 cars, and I'm getting by in a Dodge Shadow.
Right. I know the feeling.
I remember though that period of time in my life. People are going through that. And if you are out here providing a solution to help people resolve that pain, it's a great time.
Right.
You know, the other things I think about is you already know the snow's going to hit the ground. People are going to start making excuses. It's cold.
Exactly. Yep.
The weather's bad.
Right.
I don't feel like it.
Yep.
It's negative 10-degree weather. Man, I love it when it gets cold, Danco.
I like to hear
I
that.
love it when the conditions get harsh.
Good.
Because I know my competition is sitting at home in her snuggly, and I'm out in the field grabbing market share.
That's beautiful. Right.
So the adage goes, right? Successful people do what unsuccessful people are unwilling to do. I know my competition doesn't want to go out there and brave the cold, so I'm excited about the opportunity to do that.
There you go.
I know my competition doesn't want to grind during the holidays. Hey,
right.
I'll grind during the holidays.
I love
so later on, look, you have your holidays. I'm trying to build a lifestyle.
That's right.
I want my lifestyle to be a holiday.
Good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just once again, right? What's the story? What's the narrative? What's the narrative that you have going through your head? That determines a lot.
Absolutely. It really determines everything, because what you're saying is eventually what you're going to do or let be done to you, right? So watch your words. Be careful of these things that you say, and don't put up your own roadblocks with the words that you bring out to the world. And I think, by starting off your day, like you're saying, and being appreciative of your state that you're in currently, and identifying and working within your values. What a great conversation this morning, JuJuan. I didn't expect it, but I love our conversation every Monday. I appreciate you calling in and sharing this knowledge with us and getting us motivated, because, our mind can play tricks with us all the time, right? If we let it. So
all day, every day.
Right? So we've got to be careful about that. And I wanted to also mention your opportunities with NextOppSocial, where people can go and visit with different entrepreneurs on your website and see some people that are really making a difference in Detroit. Also, you can search on Google at J.S. Buford, and all your information will pop up. So you have to put the @ sign in there, JuJuan?
Yeah, you do.
Okay, you put the @ sign in there. It's been fantastic talking to you every Monday. Like I said, it's November 1st now, and I'm pumped about it because, you get me motivated, my man. So thank you for getting us motivated, getting our whole audience motivated, and starting our week off like it should. Be grateful. Let's look at this as an opportunity to go forward every day and do something great.
Yes, sir.
And you're doing it, JuJuan. NextOppSocial.com. JuJuan Buford, thank you so much for calling in and sharing these great stories with us. We appreciate it. Anything else you want to let our audience know before we let you go?
You know what? That is it, Danco. I was supposed to actually do a hard stop at 9:25.
Okay.
But I got so excited about the conversation we were having, I was like, I'm not going to disrupt this.
Yes. Well, we appreciate it.
Yes.
We appreciate every minute of your time, JuJuan. So thank you for sharing, and it's great to have you on our show.
You're so very welcome.
All right. Have a great Monday, my man, and let's get it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Take care, JuJuan.
All right.
Be good. JuJuan Buford from NextOppSocial.com joining us and letting us know that you choose how your glass is going to look. Is it half full? Is it half empty? What are the words you're putting out there? I think he hit on some beautiful points there on what you're doing, and is it working within the values that you want your work to be in? Is it what you are passionate about? Are your values working within this field that you've chosen? Give us a call, 248-557-3300. That's the number right here on Ask the Neighbor. You're listening to 690 AM WNZK.